It's EDL day 8, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Exactly.
Eighth day. Yeah. Still, the students has to join. We'll start at 7:05, sir.
No problem. I will just get my stuff ready.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
If any student has any doubt in the meanwhile, so we can discuss it.
Yeah, they can chat in the chat. Like they can text in the chat.
Yeah. Yes,
I
yes.
will
So you
share
can take the
the video.
questions. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, sure.
Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of ExcelR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just 5 minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Want to get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with ExcelR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts to their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if ExcelR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with ExcelR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank ExcelR for being a part of.
Good evening, dear students. I request please inform your friends to join the session as soon as possible. Yeah, good evening, sir. You can start for the day.
Yeah, thank you, Shushmita. Good evening. Good
Yeah,
evening,
thank you,
dear
sir.
students. Good evening, revered faculty. Warm welcome back to all of you. Thank you for dropping back again as we continue our very interesting journey with Python. The journey is, at least for me, has been very fruitful till now, interacting with you all, hearing your doubts, your problems, getting to understand how you're thinking on solving a particular problem or an MCQ. And it enriches me as well. So thank you. And so quick recap of what we have done. So Shushmita ma'am just handed me the mic pretty soon, I believe. I was just setting up my uh, drawing kit. So just give me a moment and I will be ready to visualize programming for you using my drawing pad. And yeah, here it is. So right. So quick recap of what we have done till now. And I would need your help to remember. Okay, Shushmita, if you can please confirm if my voice is not audible. Student
No,
says
you
that
are
my
not.
voice is not audible. Yeah, it's audible.
No, you are audible, sir. You are completely fine.
Thank you so much. So, dear student, you need to check your connection. Right. So, as I change over to my drawing pad and all, let's quickly recap. So, what have we covered till now? Quick recap. Let me see how many of you remember. While loop, okay, you are starting from loops. No, not loops. So, we have covered the basic grammars of Python, right? Basic grammars of Python. We have covered, yeah, Maruf, Boolean logic control statements. Okay, one by one, we will go with this. Okay, let's be methodical. Basic grammars of Python. And then we have covered the primary data types, which is what? Numbers, strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries. There's one more called sets. So there's a bit of time crunch, so I have not been able to cover it, but I have given it to you as a study note. Okay. Then we have gone to the looping concepts, loops, wherein we have had a good look at the while loop, for loop, loop control statements, some important looping functions, iteration functions, zip, range, and enumerate. I think we have done quite well, decently well for the time that we have. And so let's take the journey on. Today we will come up with something called as functions. I'm sure most of you know about functions. You have been using them all these days. The range is a function, zip is a function, etc. But all these are system-defined functions. So today we will start with user-defined functions. Okay. So I will first start off with my cheat sheet, which gives me a quick look at what all are there for in store today. So quickly, functions in Python. A function is a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. Performing tasks and reusability are the two important terms here. And it makes code organized, reusable, and easier to maintain, right? So without even a function, you can still do the you can still uh, get the output, or you can get the piece of code to do a specific task. But clean code, organized, reusable, and easy to maintain code is what defines a function. Okay, so you define a function by using the def keyword, then the function name, then you give two parentheses. These parentheses, as you know, they are used for passing parameters to a function. Like, for example, in the zip function, you pass two parameters, list1, list2, right? And it works. How do you call a function? Once you have defined a function, you have to call the function also. So you have to call the function by calling the name, then giving these two parentheses, and if there are any parameters there, you have to pass the value now to it. Okay. So always define a function before calling it. Oh, Vivek, don't worry. I have something for you. I'm just introducing what I will do today. Today, unfortunately, I have no MCQ, but I have a program for you. Okay. So give me a thumbs up if you feel that's even better. So I will just quickly introduce the function concepts, and then while others join, I was just waiting for some more people to join. Then we will take the program. Please don't raise your hands, guys. Rather, just drop me a message. I'm trying to note your messages. Next, function arguments and return values. So usually functions takes arguments and they can also return values. And there are two things over here: behave, pass by reference, and pass by value. Okay. So again, I won't go into very specifics of it because many of you may know it. And also in Python, it hardly matters. Only thing is, if you do a pass a mutable object like lists or dictionaries, okay, as a parameter to a function and change it inside the function, then the change becomes permanent. Whereas if you pass a immutable object like a number or string as a parameter to a function, and then what you do is try changing it, then the change is only temporary. It's within the function itself. The main variable is not changed. Okay. So yeah, what we will do now is I will hold it here because it's already nearly 7:15, and people who have joined, others they can join in. I will just share a program with you. Let's see how well you tackle it. A very simple program. Okay. So yeah, program 1. Okay. And program 2 as well. Okay, two programs. First one, let me just explain to you. First one, it create a program that keeps asking the user for a password until the correct one is entered. We have done something like this yesterday while press break. This one is a bit trickier. Write a program to generate this particular pattern using loops. Okay. So I think 10 minutes should be sufficient. Okay, let's start working on the programs. I have got few answers from you. Okay, let's just see what are how the thing can be solved. Okay, so I will just open my EDL collab. So first question was what? Create a program that keeps asking for password. Okay, for a password until the correct one is entered. So this is very easy. Actually, I shouldn't be showing this, but okay, let's do. So while true, okay, you make a correct password, let's say equals to AIR2025, okay. While true, what? Ask the user for a password, ask user for a password, so password equals to input, enter password. Okay. So now what if the password that the user has entered is matching with the password actually stored? Then what? Then break. Before breaking of the loop, you print password matched. Enter. Okay. Break, and otherwise else you say print something, print password didn't match. Try again. Okay, that's it. If we run this, okay, let's say ABC, password didn't match, try again. And then I will just now try for the sake of it, AIR2025. Okay, password matched, enter. Okay, so this was a very easy program. The next one is not as easy, right? So what was the next one? Write a program to
Excuse
create.
me, sir. I'm
Yeah.
sorry for the interrupt. Actually, the screen is not visible, sir. It has been paused.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is it paused? Did I pause it? Oh, okay. Oh, the control section. Oh, yeah, you're correct. So sorry, guys. Okay, so sorry. Sorry, I'm typing and I thought you are able to look at it. Okay, anyway, this is a code for your quick reference. I see. Yeah, Samarth, I will repeat for you. No worries. So Samarth, what I did is that I created a program that keeps on asking for a user until the correct uh, keeps on asking the user for a password until the correct password is entered, right? So I have set a password, which is a correct password, AIR2025. You can set just about anything. Now I'm setting up an infinite loop. If you remember, yesterday we had used a while true to set up an infinite loop. We did say that, I did say that the true condition always evaluates to true, and that is why the while loop goes on and on and on. Okay. Right? Okay. So this while condition, as long as it's true, is going on and on and on. Okay. So then now what you ask the user to enter a password. If the user's entered password is same as the stored password, Then you print a message saying password has matched. So you enter. Then you break out. You remember breakout means terminating the loop and breaking out of the loop. Otherwise, you say password didn't match, try again and go back to the beginning of the loop. Okay, so I hope now you have understood it. Okay, again, sorry to all of you who have been messaging me. I'm not able to see your screen. Sorry. Yeah, sometimes mistakes do happen. So again, I seek your pardon for it. But I hope the program I have been able to explain clearly to you. Explain the code again, please. Maruf, I think you have written the right code like me, so nothing much to explain. What you have written, I see your code that you have sent to me. It's the same code that I've written. Okay. Okay. The next question is a bit more complex, not very complex, but bit more complex. What does it say? It says write a program to generate the following pattern. I will put a quote here and over here. Correct, Vivek. Right. Good. Well done. Aishwarya can't see your screen. I hope you can see it now. I'll try to read your questions answers as many as possible. You're in another screen. Devendra Kumar, your camera is paused. All old messages. Stop me. Yeah. Okay. Lot of you had message. आपका screen नहीं दिख रहा है. Okay. Right. Okay. Now this program. Now, guys, how do we attack this program? See, there are 5 rows right here. For each row, the number of stars is equal to the number of the row. So first row, 1 star. Second row, 2 star. Third row, 3 stars. Fourth row, 4 star. Fifth row, 5 star. Okay. So I know that you will be tempted to put up 2 for loops. One of you, in fact, has sent me. Even that is correct. Not denying it. So you are saying that first start from the row, then go by the column, right? This is what you are saying. So row 1, then you create a loop to go from 1 to 1, okay? And then you stop. Row 2, create a loop to go from 1 to maybe 3, okay? Because we are not taking 0, okay? And print the stars basically. And every time you're printing it, you are also ending with a, because you know by default every print, what happens? It ends with a slash new line. So it goes to the next line, but you want it in the same line. So you just say the separator is this, okay? I'll show this to you also. And then once this the rows are done, you also print a blank here, okay? So that it continues to the next line. But I have a easier way for it, okay? For, let's say ITR in range, how many rows are there? 5. So I need to print till 5. So I will put range till 6. So print ITR into star. That's it. Okay. See, remember the repetition operator in strings? It repeats the string as many times as you multiply with. Okay. So first case, ITR is 1. So 1 into star means 1 star. Second case, ITR is 2. So 2 into star is 2 stars. Likewise, still 5 stars. Okay, so this is how I have done this. Okay. Okay, Shushmita, I hope the screen is visible now and the students have no issue.
Yes, sir, it is visible, no issues.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so Varshika, your code also is correct. As I said, I showed that at the beginning. So I will just share with people what Varshika has written. And this code also is correct. Only problem is you have one extra for loop there. Okay. So that can be avoided by using this step. Okay. Okay, so I'm giving you another couple of minutes. Please finish this program. It's a small program basically. Then we will start with the main topic for the day, which is functions. Neeraja, don't do plus equals to. It should be into equals to, okay? Then it will work. And the first code is correct. Well done, all of you have completed it. Those of you who haven't completed it and are trying, well done to you as well, my dears. Ishagani, Yashwant Sai. Run it and see, but it can be done in an easier way. Aishwarya, sir, can you explain break outside loop error? Aishwarya, I didn't get your question. Can you reframe it for me? Where is the loop error? A break is usually associated with a loop. So I'm not sure which loop error you're speaking of. Okay, good. If it's working, very good. Okay, if it's generating correct output, very good. No problem. That's why I said you check it out. But I'm not sure with plus if this will work. But if it's working, very good. Okay. Right. Now, quickly, let's come to the topic for the day. which is functions. Okay, so I have already explained in brief what is function, what are parameters to a function, what are return values, how a pass by value and pass by reference looks like in functions. Okay, so now we will see a few type of arguments in Python. Okay, what are arguments? Basically input values to a function or input parameters to a function. So let me first write let me start over here, functions. I will define this for you so that later you don't have to worry what is a function. So it's a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay. And what can be there? How do you define a function? And once you have defined a function, you have to call a function. Okay. So this is all about functions, the theory. So next we will, what do we do? Next, what we will see is how to pass positional arguments to a function. What are positional arguments? Again, they are just parameters that are input to a function to perform some tasks. For example, def sum of numbers, number A, comma B. So they're fixed at the position 1 and 2 that I'm going to pass two numbers A, comma B, and this will return back the addition of the two numbers. So as I said before, if you have defined a function, then you need to invoke it and you can print it. Why print? Because there's a return value, which is a finite value, just a single value, and you can print this out to the screen. Int object is not callable. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Should be the sum of numbers. Okay, so this returns 4 to me. Okay, so that's one called position arguments. I will introduce something more called keyword arguments to you. Before that, let me see, there was one more argument. Keyword arguments, yeah. Okay, keyword arguments. Let's say there is a function which gets the name and age of a person, and it just prints in a very nice way and returns back the print statement, okay, or the print string. Def person demographic graphic. It takes name, comma, age, and it returns back. Again, for those of you whom I have been trying to explain the formatted string since last 2 days, here's another chance for you to understand it. The name is again a placeholder, putting name. Age is placeholder, putting age. That's it. Okay. So now you put a person demographic here. So name is like say Amrutesh and age is 25. Okay. So this return value is something which I can print. Okay. Yeah, this is correct, right? Now, what if by mistake I have a chance of passing here 25 and here Amrutesh. Then what will happen? So the entire return string will be a hodgepodge, correct? See, it will say the name is 25, age is Amrutesh. So in such cases, what we can do is we can take a conscious decision. Whatever I am passing as parameter, before that I will put the parameter name that I've kept in the function. Okay, so here it is now. See, now with this way, while I'm even passing the parameter values, I'm even saying what parameter name it is again. So it's called as keyword arguments. Okay. So that is one thing. There's something also called as default keywords. Default keywords. Okay, so default keywords is a keyword which doesn't take any. If no value is passed, then by default, this value will be sent to the function. For example, if we define a function to calculate the area of a circle, so generally we need the radius to calculate the area of the circle, right? Suppose the radius is not passed, I will say the radius will be 1 by default, and this will return by 3.142 into r exponentiation square. Now, if I don't pass any value to this circle, area of the circle function, then by default it will consider the radius as 1. Okay, and it will print 3.142 as the value of the circle, area of the circle. Okay, so right till here, so far so good. Please make a note and just try doing it. Okay, come on. Just me showing won't help. So try out these three cases: passing positional arguments, keyword arguments, and default keywords or default arguments. Okay. Give value of a radius in third code. No, Varshika, it's not like that, my dear. So if you don't give a value, then by default 1 is passed as the radius of a circle. If you give the value, then that particular value of the radius will be considered. You understand, the default means in the absence of some value. Okay, Samarth, good, very good. I see that you have tried the area of a triangle, which is good. Okay, now let's move on a bit more. Let's move on a bit more. What will I tell you now? I will tell you about something called as variable arguments. Okay. So somebody asked me sometime back, I think it was you, Vivek Sharma. I think it was Vivek. Okay. So Vivek Sharma was asking me that how can user pass, I think you can correct me, Vivek, if I'm wrong, multiple inputs. Basically, I think what he meant was how can user pass inputs which are not defined? As in how many parameters can be passed? It's not frozen. Like for example, there's a student and student has 5 papers or 3 papers and the marks of the 3 papers. So we will print the student name and the marks of these 3 papers. There's one more student whose name we will print and also the marks obtained in 4 papers. Let's say this student has 4 papers, one elective. Okay, in such cases, how do we actually set the parameter? Okay, because there's no proper way of actually predicting beforehand only how many parameters will be passed at runtime. So such parameters are called as variable arguments. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's say we will define a function student marks. And here we say the parameters at input will be name, that's fixed, and something called star marks. Star tells the interpreter that there are variable arguments. Okay, variable arguments. Then colon, put it here. Okay, and then what we will do, so this star marks, when it's passed like this, it actually comes in the form of a tuple. So we will loop through the tuple and print 1 marks at a time. Okay, so let's loop through the tuple for mark and marks. What do we say? Print f student, name is name, marks is M-A-R-K. Okay, so now our function definition is done and we will invoke the function. Note, we are not returning back any value this time, plain print statement. Okay, and let's invoke this function, student marks. Say name is, let's say, Maru Raza, and marks is, let's say, out of 20 the student has obtained 15, 17 and 20. Okay, so what does it print? The student Maruf Raza marks is 15, Maruf Raza marks is 17, Maruf Raza marks is 20. There's one more student, let's say Jimmy Fu, and Jimmy Fu has 4 papers. Let's say the 4th paper Jimmy Fu has obtained 19. Okay, so you see now, although the number of papers are different, the number of marks obtained are different. As in, for Maruf it was 3 papers, and for Jimmy it was 4 papers, and yet the function can accurately print out the marks of both the students. Okay, so this is known as a variable argument. Okay, so please quickly make a note. Try this function out. Rest parameters. Shashank, what rest parameters here? I didn't get you. Are you talking of REST APIs? Anyway, we shall go through all these things later. Code is not visible. Is my code not visible? Okay, I will go up. I think this is what you meant by not visible. Fair enough. Please tell me now, Maru, if the code is visible. Okay, please finish this off and then we move into a quick break. Rutvik, star doesn't act as an interpreter, my dear. Star tells the interpreter that these are going to be variable length parameters. Yeah, keyword arguments coming next. Just hold on, please. I will tell you. Okay, just finish this. Then we quickly move into a break for 10 minutes. Okay. I will be back with probably a cup of coffee or some tea. You can do that too. Or otherwise, you can just stretch out, take a deep breath, relax, and come back. Start at 8:10. Okay, we meet again on the other side of the break. I drop a note here just in case anybody drops in, doesn't get puzzled that there's no class today. So I will drop a note here. Break till 8:10 p.m. and signed. Okay. Okay, so go in for a quickly well-deserved break. Meet you on the other side of the break. Right? So I'm back. And I hope you have also come back now. So let's start the next part of our functions. So before going to the break, I told you till arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, and variable arguments, right? Now I will tell you one more thing. It's called as a keyword variable arguments, or KWRs or KWRs. Okay. So what is a KWRs? It is something like this. Okay. Suppose over here in this case, the deficiency is that while we know the marks of the student, we don't know what are the subjects, right? So how do we even know what is a student? So somewhere we need to get the parameter to resemble that of a dictionary with the marks and with a subject name and the marks. So quickly I will modify my code. I will take the same function again and I will modify the code now. In the code, instead of giving star marks, I will give star marks, which refers to the marks and the subject. Just give me a minute. Marks as a subject, right? So here we will say this now, this star marks, this will be like a dictionary. So we will loop through the star marks like we loop through a dictionary. We will say for subject, comma, marks, MRKS, in marks dot items, print student name, okay, subject is sub and marks is MRKS. Okay. So till here we have got it. Now let us do one thing. Let us now invoke this. Invoke means calling a function. And over here we will pass the name as, let's say, Ajay. And then we will pass this something like this, as in the marks will be, let's say, subject is physics, and marks is, let's say, out of 20, 17. Sorry, 17, and maths and 20 out of 20. Now let's see what the result comes. See, now it's correctly printing the subject name as also the marks. Okay, if there was one more subject, it would have printed like this. You know, physics 17, maths 20, and let's say civil is 14. You see, so variable subjects would have been printed with variable marks. Okay. So that is the main idea behind the keyword variable arguments, KWRs. Okay, this is one more thing. Now what? Let me look at my cheat sheet. I know that you probably are thinking that you also need to run the code and see. Just hold on. I will tell you the main concepts. Arguments, yeah. Next comes something as lambda functions, then scope of variables. Okay. Okay. So let me first finish the scope of variables. Variables. So what is the scope of variables? Okay. Now let me give you an example, and this you will find it very relevant when we discuss modules. Like say, suppose this is my main coding area, right? My main screen. Over here, I have defined a variable a whose value is 25. Now I have another function, def, let's say, f, and within it, we have another variable called a again, whose value is 5. Okay, so we will print a within the function, and we will also print a outside the function and see how the same variable behaves differently outside the function and inside the function. Okay, we will call the function f before, and then we will note how the same parameter a behaves differently. Okay, so without much ado, let's get started. So there is a variable called a equals to 25, and def a, def f, so a is equals to 5, print a, call f, then print a again. So in first case, a is 5, and in the second case, a is 25. Now what has happened? Let's say this a is actually a global variable. Yeah, that means this a is accessible by every function within this main coding area. Okay, right? So if I had another function f1, let me say def f1, it just prints a. Then can you tell me what f1 will print if I invoke it? Let me see how much you have understood. Okay, Maru says 25. Very good, Maru. Correct. Okay. So let's run it and see. We will actually, to distinguish, we will give the function names. Okay. Say inside f a, and inside f1a, f1a, then print f outside functions a. Okay, so there you go. Now let's run it. Inside f, it is 5. Inside f1, it is 25. Why? Because now 25, f1 is picking up the global variable a. And why inside f it is a is 5? That's because there's a function variable with the same name a, but it is just totally different. It's a local variable. So basically, my friends, what's happening? You remember the first days when I had told you about how memory is allocated? So for a is 25, it is an object, let's say 25 at some memory location 017 F017. Now, this function f is declared inside, let's say, another memory location h x06 f. In this function is defined, and within this segment, there's another variable a whose value is 5. So that is another object 5, numeric object with the identifier being a. So these are two different objects. Now within the function scope, this object a equals to 5 gets priority over this one. Okay. Whereas inside f1, f1 can see this object only, not this one. Okay. So this is what is the difference. Okay. So right now I give a pause here because now my expectation from you is that you will quickly verify the keyword KWRs or the keyword variable R's, and you will also try out the global and local scope on your own. Okay. So without much telling from my side, please finish up these two. These two functions. Okay, so far so good. Yeah. Do you need a minute more to finish these codes, or are you done and are you comfortable with them? 2 more minutes. Okay, fine, Maru. Go ahead. Done. Okay. Good. Okay. So now we will take up something which is a bit more complex. It's called as an anonymous function or a lambda function. Okay. It's not actually complex, but its simplicity makes it a bit complex. Or if I should use the right term, confusing. Anonymous function. So anonymous, this comes from the term without a name. So suppose, let's say the function which we have done before, area of a circle. So I took an argument, then I again returned just one value. There was not much over here. Because did I need a second line here? That was the question. Could I have avoided this one line? Could I have written a function which would have just taken an input over here and in the same line returned another parameter? Well, it is not possible with functions which have a name. They follow strictly that format. You have to go to the sub block of code and give all the details. But there are special functions called lambda, not def. Lambda means this function doesn't have any name. Okay. Lambda, then you have to give the input, let's say in our case R, and then it gives the output, which is the R by 3.142 into R square. Okay. Lambda R, yeah. And then you can assign this to some identifier, let's say area. Okay, so don't confuse that this is a function name. It is just that this lambda function, now instead of writing lambda r 3.142, we are just storing it into some variable called as area. Then I can just call this area, which again is a function, and I can just pass the input to it. Let's say 15 is the radius of the circle. So I'm passing the input to this function and I'm printing the output. Okay. I could have rounded it actually till 2 decimal digits. Yeah. So again, to reiterate, what I've said is that, see, lambda functions are anonymous functions. You don't see a name here for this function, correct? So it just has got an input and a return value. Okay. I just stored the definition of the lambda function into another parameter or another identifier. And later I call this identifier by passing to it the function input parameter. In my case, it is the radius of the circle. Okay. So that's all that is there to a lambda function. Obviously, I can put in a few if or else clauses here also. But do understand lambda function is mainly used for very small functions. If there's a very big function, it's a lot of if, else, then don't use lambda function. Use a proper function. Okay, Mahin, I think you have joined late. That is why you're asking this question. No problem, my friend. You just stored this question towards the end. I will answer it. Okay, just don't ask it to me right now. Towards the end, I will answer it for you. Okay, remind me if I don't. Okay, so this is a lambda function. So I will give you a few questions based on lambda function now. Let's see how you can solve it. Okay, I know some of you may be thinking, what is this? I haven't gone anything with if else over here, but that's okay. Just try it. Okay, I'm pasting 3 questions here. Shushmita, if you're there.
Yeah, yes, sir,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. Shushmita, would you again once kindly see if you can just check out the setting up the link for polls? Okay,
Yeah, yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
just check it out. If it's not working, that's okay. We will put it here. I just want to check it once. Okay. So I'm sending, I'm
Yeah,
DMing.
I'm just checking, sir.
Yeah, I'm just DMing to you. Or if you can please ask Amar to just set it up for us.
Yeah, it will say, I can do it, sir. You can just
Okay,
share
okay,
me
okay. I
the
have shared you the
question.
question. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Just allow me some time. I will do it, sir.
Sure, sure, sure. Please, please, please go ahead. Yes, Shashank, you can pass two parameters also. If you can see question number 3, it has got two parameters. Has it been launched, Shushmita?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm adding the questions to the
Okay, okay,
polls.
okay, okay. Sure, sure. Thanks. Thanks. Voice is not clear, Himanshu. Okay. Anybody else who feels my voice is not clear? You have a problem with my voice? Is it cracking off?
No, sir. Voice is clear, sir. No issues.
Okay. Thank you. Student says it's clear. Marav says no, sir, it's clear. Okay, thank you both of you for confirming. Kish says it's clear. Thank you so much. Himanshu, you please check your connection once. Okay, thanks. Okay. In the meanwhile, what we can do is we will have a quick look at. Okay, so I want to show you a few more functions called map reduce a function, map function. Okay, while madam sets up the poll, I will just show you one more inbuilt function called map. Okay, so map function, as the name suggests, is it maps a iterable to another function and gets some output. What is the iterable? It can be a list, a tuple, or even a string. And how does it map? Like if you see this example, there is a list of numbers, and what is being done is that each element from the number is being pulled out and passed as an argument to the lambda function, and the lambda function returns the square of the number. Now this square is stored in a map object and finally typecasted into a list. I know you must be wondering what's a map object. It's a map object like a list or a tuple or a dictionary is an object of type map. Okay, let me just demonstrate to you. It's a very good skill, copying and pasting. So I'll just copy and paste here. So what am I doing? I am saying this squares is a list. Where has it come from? It has come from an object called map. If I had to type this for you, map, and I could have typed it, could have said print type. Okay, and instead of storing it somewhere, I could have done like this. So it's an object of class map. Now basically think of it as a sum container which stores the square of each individual number from this list called nums. Okay, so this each individual element is passed to the lambda function as input. The lambda function returns the square of the number as output, and that same thing is stored in a map object and later typecasted into a list. So if you now type print of squares, it will come as 1, 4, 9, and 16. So that's a map object. Okay, so your poll is live now. Please try out. This question hasn't come properly. I think, guys, there's a small mistake. Question 3, okay? I think it hasn't gone properly while copy pasting. Maybe that's why madam has missed out. I'm just pasting question 3 for you. So you can decide the correct option based on it, okay? Please choose, refer the question I've sent you in the main chat and tell me the answer. Okay, let me go back to the polls again. Ah, okay. So 70% is saying first one is non-positive. 80% overwhelmingly saying second one is yes. Yeah, output as yes. And 48% is saying output as A, comma B. That's okay. Okay. You can ignore the third question if you want to. We will discuss it together. I think it has, while copy pasting, some things have been missed out. So we will just discuss it. Okay. I'll just end the poll now quickly. So, yes, you are correct. Those of you who said first question is positive. The format here is positive if x greater than 0. So the value if x greater than 0, else the other value. Okay, so right. So since we put f of minus 3, so the answer is non-positive, which is 72%. You're right. Fill in the blank to check if a number is divisible by 0. Yes, so again, like before only thing over here is that we divide by 5 to see if the number is exactly divisible by 0, else we print no. 25 is exactly divisible 5, and so it is yes. Third question, quick look at it. Third question I will refer here. Okay. Third question is, what is it? Lambda a comma b if a greater than b. What is the correct thing to get? Choose the correct lambda function to get the smaller number. Which is smaller? A if a less than b, else b. So, right? B if a less than b, else a. This is wrong naturally. So, this is the B is the correct answer. Okay. So good, you have picked up lambda functions also now, which is very good. Okay. And before we go into the last 10 minutes where you clear your doubts, please try out the map function quickly. Just try out the map function. If you have any doubts, we can discuss on this. So in case you have finished it till here, good, we can go now for the doubt clearing session. So Shushmita, I request you to kindly take questions from students. I will start with the one which one of them had asked, just to re-explain the difference between args and kWRs. Let's have a quick look at it. So args and kWRs. So there's not much difference, only one thing being that in arguments, what do we get? In arguments, we just get one series of it, like say marks or age or whatever. We don't get the other important factor, like what subject it is, the description of that parameter. Supraja, we didn't get fourth question in poll. No, Supraja had given 3 only. Okay. So over here, if you see again, see in this function student marks, there's a tuple of numbers coming in, okay, which are variable, but there's no way a description, there's no keyword for this marks. Okay, so that was the main difference. Variable arguments is denoted by stars so that the interpreter understands that there are variable arguments, and double star means interpreter understands that there are keyword variable arguments. Interpreter understands about keyword variable args. Okay, that's the subtle difference. So I hope now you have understood. Don't remember who asked it, but yeah, whoever it is, please make note and let me know if this is fine. Maruf, map is not an argument, my dear. Map is a function. It's an inbuilt function which takes another function as its input parameter and an iterable. Okay, and it returns a map object which stores within it some parameter from the mapping of the function and the iterable. Okay, yeah, any more questions? Please send attendance link. Okay, guys, one request, please don't ask me to send attendance link, or don't tell me about registration done, attendance link not obtained. Please put it in the request to either Shushmita madam is there or Amar sir will be there. Please put it across to them. And they're regularly going on giving it. If you are joining late, maybe you're missing out, and that is why you're asking for it again. Can I get recorded classes from day one? Shushmita, I'm redirecting the question to you, please.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll answer.
Yeah. Any other technical questions, guys? Please ask me. Default keyword, yeah, Shailaja, I will definitely answer about default keyword. Default keyword means it's a keyword basically which has a default value. Keyword in this case means a parameter. So that if no argument is passed to the function, then this default value will be taken as the keyword, okay, as the default argument for that particular parameter. Any other questions? Where we get notes? Tirumalachari, you will get it in the LMS, my dear. All these notes, all these collab files are being uploaded to LMS. What is enclosed scope in Python? Where did you get this, Sandhya? Sandhya Rani, can you tell me where did you get enclosed scope? Huh? So this is a bit more complex concept. I don't know where you have got it. It's known as basically a non-local scope in which wherein a function nestles another function and then the scope of the variables is determined. Okay. Yes, you're correct. Thank you for reminding me. As I said, enclosed scope is basically, and there's a function within a function. At that time, what happens is that you have a non-local scope, which is known as an enclosed scope. With example, I will tell you enclosed scope. Okay, so I actually need to write a piece of code. And before that, let me see if any other questions are there. Higher order function, sort of, not higher order, it's called as enclosing function. Okay, let me try and write this for you. Enclosed scope. Okay, suppose there is one function called outer. Okay, and what does outer have? There's a x variable. Okay, let's say x is a enclosed variable. Okay, now within this function I have another function called as inner, and then we say non-local x, declare x as non-local. Okay, how do we do? Let's see how it does. Okay, so we use the term non-local x. Okay, and then what? Print. Now let's print the inner x. Okay, inner x, inside inner x, wait, inside inner, then what is x? It is equals to correct x value, and then now we will print this also. We will give a value over here called x equals to modified enclosed variable. Okay, okay, right, now we have changed this, right? Now let's do one thing. Let's call the inner variable. I'm sorry, while typing this went away. Delete. Okay. Now over here, now let me call the inner function within the outer function. Okay, right? Now let's see what print outside is. Okay. Print inside the outer function, right? So now we are printing it within the outer function scope x. Okay, or rather I will put this as a formatted string. Okay, and I will also put this here as a formatted string. Okay, now let's call the outer function, right? So outer function definition is done. Let's now call the outer function. Okay. So inside inner, what is x? It is called as enclosed variable. Why? Because I had asked the non-local x. Okay. And then when I call the inner function, after that I modified it to x. Okay. X is modified enclosed variable. So the enclosed variable is not modified. Now when I called it, it changed to the local variable. Okay. So what is happening? Now x is defined in the outer function first, right? So it is the enclosing scope for inner. Okay. So this is the enclosing scope for inner over here. Okay. Inner uses the non-local keyword, non-local x. So it means that it is referring to the enclosed x from outer, this one. Okay. Clear? However, inner can access this x and modify it, something like a local and global scope only. Okay, the changes are again now visible in the outer function also. So these are necessary when you create what? Nested functions. Okay, clear? Varshika, is that okay with you? Are you okay? Did you understand? Varshika, please let me know if I've understood. I think it was your question. Don't know if she is there. Okay. Oh, okay, not your question. I'm sorry, sorry, very sorry. Who asked this question? Sorry. Uh, Please tell me where I can get recorded classes from D1. I told this, it will be told by Shushmita madam. Who asked this question? Okay, guys, whoever asked it, I hope you have understood it. If not, we can again revise it tomorrow. Okay, I think Sandhya Rani you asked it. Sandhya Rani, you told me to explain enclosed scope with example. I have given it, right? Now you go through this today. Built-in scope, yes, we will see it tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you can go ahead and download this collab from your LMS and go through it once more. Okay. Shushmita, if you can please just check this one question she is asking, that where she can get recording. If you can please answer.
Yeah,
And
I have replied cursor. It will be visible on LMS dashboard. I have replied to her.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, guys, with your kind permission, let's end the session tonight. Thank you so much for being so attentive and being a part of it, of these sessions. As we draw closer and closer, we will now start focusing more on programs. String pool. How string is immutable with ID by stored blank account number? Okay. You can please keep these questions tomorrow. First 10 minutes, we will discuss all your questions again. Okay.
right? Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
night
you,
then.
sir. We'll meet again by tomorrow.
We come back tomorrow again with lots more interesting and cool stuff. And I really like your spirit. You're asking me a lot of questions, sometimes very probing questions. That means you are also trying to read them and understand them. Excellent. Kudos to you guys. Keep up the spirit. Keep on walking. And let's complete this journey together. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye. Yeah, dear students, as if you're asking for the LMS thing, if you have not received the LMS access, yesterday those who have shared your mail ID, I have given LMS access. Sorry. I request please check your, if not, kindly drop a mail to excelr.com. We'll just check and update you on the same. Okay, I request please don't ask the between of the session. The trainer will also be disturbed. The last you can just message. Okay, the last I will let you know. I will answer for your questions. So some are asking for the recordings, which is already uploaded in LMS dashboard, and also the material. All the 7 days of materials is uploaded. 8 days, like today material, tomorrow I'm going to be upload. I request check your LMS dashboard. You can the recordings and also the materials. Okay, fine. We go. It's not link the mail ID edl@excelr.com. That is not a link. It's a mail ID. You can just drop a mail. Rutvik, just a second. I'm just checking. Yes, Rutvik, that is the link. Okay, some are asking for attendance link, which I am sharing it. Okay, attendance link has been shared in a chat once again. Please mark your attendance without any fail. Okay, thank you all. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining. Good night, everyone.